So, I just seen the movie Trap by M. Night Shyamalan. Gotta say, eh, all right.
Your daughter's never gonna forget this day.
Cat Station, welcome back to brand new reviewing channel. Today we're talking about Trap, a Midnight Shyamalan movie where basically you have a guy who is a serial killer who goes to a concert and he's basically trying to be trapped there by the authorities. The question is this good or is it another doozy like other films that he's done in the past? And I'm just gonna get straight into it, okay? First and foremost, if you go into this film expecting a slasher, you're gonna be very disappointed, okay? This is just basically a guy that the entire time trying to find ways to get out of the sticky situation that he's currently in, okay? Josh Hartnett in this film, I honestly got enjoyed quite a bit his performance. I like that how 1 minute this guy is basically in dad mode with his daughter, and the next basically trying to be nefarious, trying to find different ways to cause distraction, to be able to lure somewhere else, to basically where he can get to either advantages, find information he needs to know, and overall try to get himself out of this trap as best as he can, okay? Just to be clear, this film is basically 70%, if not 90%, a concert film. Now, you like music, you like singing involved, cool, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. Gabby, my fiance, fell asleep through half this movie. Especially the singing part of this film that really doesn't matter at all. The Lady Raven this film, it just to me it took away from the what could have been a great film overall. A film where basically this guy is a serial killer, and yet it just he does some things here and there. But to me, I just felt very underwhelmed by everything going on. To me, I enjoyed the first act quite a bit, especially once we got Josh Hartnett by himself. Okay, because like the first couple of minutes, you see them roll to the concert. You know, you see kind of a subplot, if you will, with the dog going on. It doesn't really go anywhere, unfortunately. Once he gets by himself, once we see him do certain things in this film, it's like, okay, this is interesting. I like this quite a bit. But unfortunately, at least in the first act of this film, it kind of just meanders, kind of left and right. I did enjoy that a little bit, but the third act of this film is where it lost it for me, okay? The third act meanders. It doesn't make any sense because this guy makes one simple decision that changes everything. To where I'm like, wait, why do we just do that? Why do we do this with a specific character? You weren't even in the scope. You weren't really in the conversation. No one's really having any eyeballs on you in a way. And yet we decided to do this for some odd reason. I think this film would have been much better if it was focused on a guy who was going through a mental episode and essentially feels like he's trapped in a concert and is trying to escape from it. But because it's a serial killer, there's certain things that they do show you in this film about him and give him a little bit of depth. But to me, it just seems like it was enough. Like if I come to this film, I want to see him, do certain things to people, if you will. And I didn't get that, unfortunately, okay? Lady Raven, M. Night Shyamalan's daughter in this film, she's there. Unfortunately, he decided to make a first-time actress the main focal point of the third act, and I won't reveal why, what happens, or how it happens. But all I'll say is this: M. Night Shyamalan, you could have gone so many different directions if for some reason you chose the one third act that doesn't make any sense. Because once we get the first thing that doesn't make sense, the second, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, it's like, wait, why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? It just doesn't make any sense. It's not till the last 10 minutes of this film that you get a sliver. And okay, that's what I wanted the whole time, and I didn't get it. But to me, the best part of this film has to be Josh Hartnett and his daughter, because outside of Josh Hartnett and his daughter, I really didn't care for anybody else in this film. They just show up, have quirky dialogue, quirky acting, thing that doesn't make any bit of sense. Like, this is a film, if you turn your brain off, you can somewhat enjoy this film, but logically speaking, nothing makes sense. Like, the things that they let him do in the third act specifically, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why would you do this? Why would they allow that to happen? That wouldn't happen in real life. You know what I'm saying? This is not a horror film. Okay, if you're walking in expecting a horror film, it's not. There is nothing about, it's a thriller, yes, but a horror, no. horror wise, this is a 0 out of 10. It's a 1 out of 10. Overall, to me, outside Josh Hartnett and his daughter, it's just really unmemorable. Like I wouldn't go back to watch this theaters. I certainly wouldn't tell anybody to stream this on purpose, if you will. Jaren did like this movie a lot. Give it 8 out of 10, which I could somewhat see, but not really, you know. After the second, third act of this film, lost us so many points. Okay. There are things that he does in the film that were interesting and cool, but there's so many moments of the film that could have been so much better, and it wasn't. There are times when he's alone with characters, and you're like, do this, do that, do this. You got the opportunity to do this right now. Do that. Yeah. Oh, we're just gonna play it. Okay, cool. Whatever, right? Lady Raven, and that Shyamalan's daughter, cannot act. I didn't believe a single bit of her performance in this film. You know, singing wise, she's meh, okay. I would listen to her music if I had a choice, you know. If you click on this film and want to watch it, I would easily tell you this much. Skip to the last 10 to 15 minutes of this film. The first half is okay, but really you're not getting much out of it. The FBI's there. They do target a couple people, and like I said, you're able to hear how they're processing things, what they're doing, what they're trying to do to capture this guy. Overall, it just kind of feels empty to me, you know. I wouldn't have minded a couple of things here and that I can't really talk about nor spoil for you. This is probably another 3 or 4 out of 10 for me, personally speaking. Again, don't watch in theaters. Don't spend your money on this. In case you're wondering, does the trailer spoil anything for you? No, not really. I mean, he's revealed as a serial killer within the first 10 minutes of the film. It focuses on him a good bit, and when it focuses on him specifically, it's when the film shines and it's at its best. But to other things, you don't care, you want to fall asleep, and it's a slugfest. This film has so many moments where like you think it's gonna end, and it just doesn't, you know. And again, the concert I didn't care for at all. If I may have something to do with story, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna stick it out. I'm gonna watch this, see how this goes. This movie, like the concert part of this, complete waste of time. The whole point of the concert is just to promote his daughter's music. That's literally it. Like, yeah, she is a focal point of the third act, but she did not need to be. Like, you could have had anybody else be in the third act. She's unmemorable. I didn't care for her. Like, there's things that she does in the third act specifically that make no sense. Like, how did you know to do this? How did you know to do that? This information that you had, we don't know how you got it, when you were told about it. It's like I said, shout out to me. I said my trailer reaction, and I said my before in theater reaction at least, that I thought this was gonna be okay and decent. It's just meh. It's a meh movie. Walking with no expectations, turn your brain off, ignore every bit of logical nonsense that this film has to offer to you. And then there's not much more to talk about, because I can't talk about anything without spoiler for you, unfortunately. I just can't. But as far as does he at least physically hurt people? Kind of, you know. Like I said, he's not intimidating. He doesn't really do anything that you'd expect a serial killer to really do. He does a couple of things here and there to throw people off his tail, sure. If you were coming into this film expecting violence, blood, gore, action nonstop, you're not going to get that. This is just a guy who knows he's in trouble and he's trying to get away from it. But in the third act specifically, it's like, wait, it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make any diagram sense. So I give Trap a solid 3 out of 10. Again, nothing new, nothing original. I mean, besides the concert, but that's about it. Nothing unique. Wouldn't watch this, period. It's honestly possibly a who the F made this. The only reason why it's not going to get that possibly is because of the lead in this film. If it was for Josh Hartnett, I would have walked out. I would be down for a prequel to this film, but not by M. Night Shyamalan, by someone else. Please, thank you, respectfully, okay? Not a horror film, not a scary film, just this okay, low-budget thriller. Not low-budget, but a thriller. This is a decent thriller, but watch it from the comfort of your own home. And as always, Cash Nation, let me know in the comments below. How do you feel about Trap? Did you watch it? Why not? Did you like it? And if so, what's your favorite parts? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching as always. Peace out, guys. Stay friendly. Have a good one, y'all.